Hey guys, how we doing? It's Saturday morning. I worked till about 8 o'clock last night working on that. What are we gonna call? We're gonna call it Rat Rod Quad. Yeah, I like that. So I'll kind of give you a little showing of what I did and thinking. Same routine. As you can see, there's more stuff laid out in the garage. The mess gets bigger, and there's more pieces laying on the floor. All the shift rods and everything are laying there. My exhaust and the front drive shaft and pieces and parts and this and that. Gas tank. So we took her and back up here. And we chopped her in half and we put about 22 inches of extension in the middle of it. We ended up getting a 10-foot section of gas pipe, which is black irons and steel. It's thick wall steel. It's pretty good. I don't know if you can see it. There we go. Pretty thick stuff. A lot thicker than what the quad is made out of. And they are temporarily just tacked in case I want to move stuff around a little bit. But they also have holes drilled in so I can do some plug welding on them afterwards. But 21 inches of extension, which should give me plenty of room to have a good area to sit and to have the dump body fit fine without interfering with anything. I'm thinking about I have a little pad, and I'll probably put that pad right there so in case I have a passenger, they're not getting chomped up and down on the back of that. The right tire is still on backwards, so if you look, you see the left one sticking out a lot further than the right one. That will be addressed at some point. I just have to drill a valve stem on the other side of the rim, and so I can spin it around. Because the valve stem, the brakes are just on one side. There's a drum brake in there, and that would interfere with this side. Doesn't have anything, so there's plenty of clearance. I may go with a wider box if I could find something for the back, or I might even fabricate something. I was thinking that I may want it to go up over the wheel wells and give me a little bit more volume than what it is. That's probably 30 inches wide. I may want to go with something as wide as the quad, which is 45 inches wide now with the extended width tires. I'm going to use the original gas tank. That'll pop right back up into place. And the drive shaft did have a slip joint on it. That's just pulled out of that one side, so you have to cut and lengthen that drive shaft too. And again, I'll use some thick wall pipe to do that. It doesn't spin terribly fast. It's not like a car where you're worried about vibration. You want to get her close, but it doesn't have to be perfect. If I do have a problem, I'll probably end up putting a pillar block in the middle of it to help support the drive shaft. I did get it running. I took it to the car wash. Again, it was just out of gas, so I put my little temporary fuel tank on it that has like a pair of vice grips. It's actually up there. If you look at it, that thing right there. I use that to run on a bunch of different stuff. I just clamped the vice grips to the handlebars. And I fired it up and drove it onto the truck and went to the car wash. And then came home and proceeded to tear her apart. I'm not sure what I want to do with seats yet. I had this old, I don't know what it is. I think it says Yamaha on the back of it. Yeah. So I may go with that seat. The original seat is trashed. Pretty much. If I find something else in the future, I'll go with that. But I don't know. I even threw these up there to see if I could make it look totally rat rod, but it just didn't look right. Plus, I don't think it would be all that comfortable if you're trail riding on that thing. Need to get a set of handlebars. They're trashed. Junk. But I can probably get those off of anything, really. Even if I have to get like a set of mountain bike handlebars. Not mountain bike, stunt bike handlebars, and then I'll weld the bar going across it to help stiffen it up. Chopped off the rear here. I'm still going to probably lower this, kind of section it a little bit where the shocks are. I may notch from this frame right here. I may try to come down some more just to get the center of gravity down more. I was gonna heat up with the torches because when this was together and this is together, you can kind of see that this is I don't know, 8 inches, 10 inches apart, and this is probably 2 more inches apart over here. So if you just tried putting the pipe on, that pipe kind of ended up out here somewhere. If I put that pipe on, it ended up over here somewhere. So I was going to heat them up and kind of bend them into place, but I found when I put just 2 of these on, you just physically grab both of them and just kind of push them where you want them. They just bent, because this stuff is really not all that thick. So I was able to angle. I was able to angle them to get them all kind of squared up. Looks funny, don't it? I don't think it's going to be doing many wheelies unless I hang something off the back. You know what I was also thinking? If this is going to be a dump trailer, if I reinforce the back of this right here, I can actually have like a chain attached to this and hang down. And say if I want to, say if another 4-wheeler's dead in the woods or a snowmobile, I could actually tilt the trailer down, hook onto it, and then because I have power up and power down, I could power the trailer back down and lock it, and it'll pick the front of the 4-wheeler or the sled up off the ground, and I could tow it home. The same with logs. You could do the same thing with a log, wrap it around and lock the dump bed down. It'll pick the log up off the ground and I'll be able to pull it, plus it'll put weight on the tractor in a good spot. I might even go like a little lower, maybe even like right here, so when I'm pulling, it's not wanting to pull the front end up off the ground. I have all the I disconnected all the cables. There's actually 3 of them back here. One is for reverse. The next one is, I remember, this one's the shifter for the 5 different speeds, and then this one is low, medium, and high range. They're tucked up right now, but the cables reach to roughly about here. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm just going to put a shift lever on this side under the back seat for changing the ranges, because you don't maybe once or twice a ride that you would change the range on it. You basically just shift the 5 gears and pick the range that you're in. And then I'll put a reverse lever on the other side that it could reach behind and grab. And then as far as, this is my 5-speed that normally went to this lever right here, and you would go through the gears. I'm probably just going to make some kind of clevis for this right here, and I'll run a shift rod right up to the original rod up here and still have just like you normally shifted it. The other stuff is basically just kind of wires to go lengthen. That's not that big of a deal. What I might do is I might actually take this whole cluster and move it down to right here, and that way all my wiring might actually reach without having to cut into all the harness. And this is where the shifters used to be, so this space will be vacant. So that might work out for me. We'll see. Of course, the drive shaft's going to have to be lengthened. Again, another 21 inches. And I'll do the same thing. I'll just slice the shaft, get a larger piece of pipe. That's the shaft right there. I'll get a larger piece of pipe, and I'll sleeve it, and then I'll probably come in pretty far on this. I'll probably come in a good 3 inches one direction and 3 inches on the other direction, and do the same thing I do with the frame. Just got to make sure I get it nice and straight. And if I get any vibration, I'll take a pillar block, and I'll put a pillar block right in the middle of it to help support the shaft if the shaft starts going out around. Alright guys, I don't know if I'll get to play with it too much today. I got a bunch of stuff going on, but just want to give a little update of, guess there's no turning back now, huh? I'm in it. Nah, put it back the way it was. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Take care.